My wife will buy a lot of hydration systems, like thermoses, tumblers, mugs, bottles. She's like follows people who are influencers and they talk about it. I heard some other women talking about it at work. It's like a thing or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So this one was actually pretty cool though. It got me the Stanley thing. I think the thing that's neat about this is it like goes in the, that's like its claim to fame is it fits in the drink holder in your car. So that's one reason why people like it. And she's bought me other ones, but this one has stuck. Let's look at some books. So this is a video that I have recorded I don't know how many times. Hopefully, cross your fingers. My low battery on my phone already came up once that this will be the last time. This is the end of the garage sale series. It's not even the end. I'm going to go back once the weather's warm and he opens it up again. Anyway, I already said let's look at some books. What am I doing? I paid like no money for these. That's a lie. I paid some money, but I don't remember how much. And they're like in incredibly crap condition. So I paid very little for these. But still pretty cool. Terrors of Dracula, 1979. Tales of the Zombie. It's a Boris Vallejo cover. That's cool. What number is this? I don't know. Now I feel the pressure from that low battery on my phone. Anyway, and then a couple more. Nightmare. I don't know. Here, I should show the interior of the Tales of the Zombie. So, like a lot of the other magazines, black and white art. Super cool, though. And this one. Nightmare. Big gash out of it. Terror Tales. This one's pretty cool. Not going on there. Ooh, transforming. Yikes. Let's see if this one's. Yeah. So, those would be cool reads. As it starts getting fally, I'll give those a perusal. I picked up a couple more books from there. Rocket Raccoon #1. I'm a sucker for #1s, like first in title, things like that. This is first in title, 4-issue limited series. I paid $10 for that. It's a nice high grade copy. Then I also picked up a Critters #1, and I just got into Usagi Yojimbo. I bought the two like deluxe edition. I think it's from Fantagraphics actually. Now I can't remember, and it's upstairs. Anyway, I started reading those, and really cool stories. I dig the whole lone traveler, adventurer trope. I like Jonah Hex. I like Conan. I like samurai stuff. I've seen a lot of the Kurosawa. Oh, no, is that how you say it? Now I'm. That's embarrassing. Uh, that's it, Kurosawa. Anyway, I've seen some of those with the that one famous Japanese actor in those, Toshi Tahito, something like that. Anyway, I paid $20 for this as I ramble about things I know nothing about, but that's cool. I think it's fairly early. It's the first appearance of I don't know how you say it, Gen, the rhinoceros bounty hunter. He kind of has a. They're kind of friends. They're in the same line of work, him and Usagi. And I've not gotten that far into the series, but they're kind of going back and forth. They're kind of frenemies, you might want to say. And then I showed a Judge Dredd 1 in the first garage haul I did, and I have a whole stack of Judge Dredd books. I started with Judge Dredd, The Complete Case Files #5. This is a really nice way to collect all of these. They're fairly inexpensive. I think it's like you can get these on Amazon. It's $20 MSRP. And if you don't know, Judge Dredd is in magazine format over in jolly old England, black and white. Super cool stories. I don't know if it continues on like this for forever. There's some longer arcs, but in each magazine it was like an anthology. So there was, look at this, it's freaking ridiculous. Look at this, great stuff. Look at that up there. It looks like Brian Bolland. Anyway, so the stories were really short, and there might be one or two parters, and then it moves on up to longer and longer arcs, but they're pretty short reads. but I've really enjoyed those. That's the only one I've got so far. And when I saw number one, I knew I was going to buy it, and I obviously saw all of these, but I'm trying to kind of limit the amount that I'm bringing in, and not just get filled up on runs. And these are reprints. You can collect them elsewhere, but I mean, I think I paid like $1.60 each for these, and look at that. Some of these covers are just super sick. I'm kind of a cover collector. I'll get runs if it's makes sense financially, but again, you can get for $20 or less. You look at all of that. There's so much reading material if you want to read it. I don't know why I'm showing you the back. I don't know how many. Does it say how much is in here? A good amount. You can just get so much reading material for fairly inexpensive, and you can go through dollar boxes and 50-cent bins and just get so many books that you can't read all of them. So anyway, collecting's weird. 4. That one's wild. We'll just go through these kind of quickly. So obviously must be the Cursed Earth storyline. Like I said, that's a famous one. These are all reprints. 6, 7. I do. That one's a good one. This next one's pretty sweet too. And a lot of these are the Brian. I think we say Boland, but I think is it Bolland, something like that. How it's maybe pronounced, because he's Britt. Look at these. I mean, it's just super awesome. How did I not pick these up for $1.60? Judge Fish, man. Like, what is this? It's some wacky stuff, but it's super awesome. 11. We'll kind of go through these. I will put them in the same bag, and I'll put 2 boards in there. That way it's got the coding 13 on each side, so the book's protected. If you have a double coded board, obviously that one's weird. Look at that. It's not a very intimidating Judge Dredd, is it? That one's kind of silly. But I put 2 boards in there to kind of help with that. Maybe I'll go a little quicker here. Maybe we'll stop on. It's a nice one. Kind of 18. There should be 19. This should be 20. So 21. So obviously it's not a full run. Next one's cool. 23. And I'm not sure if these are original pieces for the covers that he did, or 24, 25, that's interesting. Get Ugly, 26, 27, those are nice, look at those. 28, Judge Anderson, 29, 30, that one grosses me out, but in like a fun way, kind of, but not in a fun way, like in a gross way, like, oof. 31, 32, 33, 34. Wait, this might be Quality Comics, and those are Eagle Comics, but I think these go with it. Yeah, I think it obviously must switch there, and I'm pretty sure that's the last one in that run. 35. A couple more things to show. So I was excited to pick those up. I'll flip through those. I'll give those a read sometime. I bought 2 packs. Okay, I bought 2 packs of Conan Chromium decks. I wanted to open one and just save an unopened pack. Yes, you might have guessed it. I received 1 pack, and I messaged the seller about it. I got it on eBay. It was like $6.74, like not a lot of money. And I was like, hey, I only got 1 of those packs. And they said, no, I specifically remember putting 2 in there. I messaged back something along the lines of, either you made a mistake, and that's okay. I don't even care. It's like an extra $3 or something like that. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just so you know, I only received 1. So you either know what you did and you don't care, or you just made a mistake. That's all I wanted to say. And they said, no, I put 2 in there. And they're wrong. I didn't. And maybe they did, but there was no holes or rips or anything in this envelope that they sent the pack. Anyway, show these real quick. So these are kind of neat. Like I said, I just thought that I kind of like to use these cards as bookmarks. So these are from the Savage Sword. These are all covers from that. Or I'll show you the last one, which is not a cover, and they're obviously shiny, so that's fun. It's one of my favorite covers that they have. And then this is a pinup by Bart Sears in one of the, I don't know, in one of the magazines though. And that one's really cool. So anyway, got those, and that was fun. Could have been more fun if I had 2 packs. And to finish up the garage stories, or that, anyway, I was driving around. If you haven't watched that video, go back. There's some good stuff that I found there, and I probably talk a little bit more about it. But you hear about people hitting up garage sales, and 9.5 times out of 10 people are usually pretty nice and don't look at you all that funny. And I usually just ask, hey, do you have any old comics or magazines, anything like that? And most of the time they say no. I stopped by after picking up my Judge Dredd haul at a garage sale, yard sale, and I said, hey, do you have any old comic books or magazines? And he stopped and he's like, I think I have an old Tarzan book. I was like, all right, I don't have like a great affinity for Tarzan, but hey, what could it be? I said, I'll take a look at it, yeah. And then he brings out this like vinyl clear case. I don't even know how to describe it. You know how you get like a bedspread and it's that really thick, like vinyl-y type of material, plasticky thing? It was like that, but obviously not as big. And it had this in it. This is wild. Like, what? This is why you need to ask. Look at this dang thing. Tarzan of the Apes. 10 cents is number 5. I talked about it in another video, the Gerber Guide to Collecting, the Scarcity Index. I'm pretty sure this is a 7 on there, which is estimated 21 to 50 of these in existence. Obviously, it's beat to all heck, but he pulls this out, and I look at it, and I was like, okay, it's 10 cents. That's old. And I got to look. Obviously, it's in rough shape, and I know that, sometimes not every golden age thing or 10-cent book is worth anything or much at all. And who knew what they were going to ask? I was flipping through it. I was like, not all that excited about it. And I was like, how much are you asking to get for $4? I bought this for $4. It's from 1939. It reprints the first dailies from the 1929 newspaper strips, I'm assuming, by Hal Foster. There's 11 on the CGC census, and 2 are restored. I have no idea if this is restored or not. It seems fine. A 5.5, obviously this is not, in 2022 sold for $605. A 3.5, which this is not, in 2018 sold for $285. And like I said, I paid $4 for this. There's a little bit more to this story. There's a big bag here. I just had this in that vinyl case, just sitting around, and I was like, man, I don't want this in this nasty vinyl-y thing. So I went to one of my LCSs and I said, hey, look at this. Do you have anything to fit this? They said, yeah, I think I have some, I think the only thing we have would work are Treasury bags and boards. So that's what he gave me. He gave me a Treasury bag and board. Why do they do this? I didn't ask him to put it in there, and he put it in there, and he's like chipping stuff off of the bottom, and I'm like, yo, like, why are you doing that? Also, when I'll go in there and I'll buy books, they do like they take all your books and they pound it on the table to get everything like all straight and whatnot. Why are they doing that? Like, are they not aware of what kind of industry they're in? Anyway, blew my mind. So I got to take a look at this from 1939. I don't want to take it out because, like I said, it is like fairly brittly. I should have zoomed out before I started, but obviously there's lots of marks on there, or it's tore up, it's beat up, it's not great. I think the last time I checked, the cover was attached, but here, I'll try to be careful and show it. If I whisper, it makes me more careful. And I saw that it was a Dell. And that's another thing, too, is I know sometimes, Dell comics aren't really worth anything. Here's another reason why I was like, I don't know if I'm interested in this. Somebody has colored And a lot of these, there it is, copyright 1929. So that's what it's reprinting, 1938. Okay, so online I saw that's 1939, but it looks like it's 1938. And then we'll show a little. It's mostly text with some illustrations. And part of me wants to hold on to it because like it's super cool story. But if it's almost like if it were in better condition, I would be more apt to hold on to it. Obviously not perfect, but like when is this going to disintegrate and fall apart on me? I could turn it into something else, but like it's a pretty cool find. Don't really come by stuff like that too often, so it's super cool. Haven't looked through it much at all, or read through it, so that would be interesting to do. Anyway, more comics are on the way.